Welcome back to the channel. Sitting here on my Baja Warrior 200 that I just cleaned up. Needs a couple things here and there to be 100% finished. We're waiting on some parts. So I figured while we're waiting on parts, we could start messing around with this Baja Warrior 200. Technically this is a 196cc and this is a 200cc. Pretty much the same thing. They're just different makes or different years. So I wanted to just give you guys a little short video about the differences. I really like these older ones. They've got metal fenders, they've got just a little bit better construction in general. I feel like they hold up a little better. These guys are the modern ones you can still buy new. You can't find these anymore. That's another reason I kind of like them. It has a little nostalgia to it, harder to find. We're going to do the same thing we did to this. Probably take the governor out, make sure the motor's all good. It definitely needs a tank. I got this from a guy and it was sitting outside when I picked it up, so I'm guessing, or out back behind his shop, I'm guessing there's been water in this a bunch of times and it's quite rusty, so I think my guess would be right. Everything else on this bike seems great. There's really not that much rust on it for how long it was sitting outside, I think. So we're just going to do a nice cleanup one like we did on this guy. It has the clutch cover and everything else already on it, so this should be a quick build. This one, like I said, we're waiting on parts, so it's taking a little bit longer. Let's, I'm going to get you guys closer and show you guys around each one so you can see the differences, and that way you know when you're looking up parts. Most parts are interchangeable. But yeah, let's take a look. Let's take a little tour around these. I'll start with looking around the newer version of the Warrior 200. Differences in pull starts and things like that are all stuff you'll notice. This guy, I went ahead and used the original throttle. I'm going to do it on this other one as well. They do have the same brake setup. They've got almost the same seat, same lines at least. The frames are pretty much identical. Foot pegs are all the same. You get to the fenders. These are usually camo. I've actually gotten a couple of these bikes now where the camo is completely gone off of these fenders because it's just plastic. And it's like a wrap on these. It tends to just kind of come off, I guess, over time, and people strip it the rest of the way off. This actually comes with a metal clutch cover. I have one ordered. I think I'm going to put a plastic one on it just because they're easier to find. But it comes with a metal clutch cover. Same setup though with the jack shaft and all that kind of stuff. Headlights on these tend to be black as well. Coming over to this guy. This tank, it's just a faux tank. It's metal, it's just there to look cool. This guy over here actually opens storage. It's nice to have that, tools, different things like that if you're actually out on the trail. But what I've noticed, the older guys don't tend to be as like hunting trail oriented. The newer versions that you can still buy in the store are. Look at all that water in there. You see that? Oh yeah. Nasty. This guy's gonna definitely need a really good rebuild. Gas line and everything's on, so that means water got down in there. Whatever. I'll show you guys a video of what I find in there. This is 196cc. The other one's 200. Same exact block though, pretty much, just different years. I don't know what year they stopped making these. I feel like they started making these in 2013 though, around that time, 2012 or so. I remember seeing these when I was younger, so they definitely were made mid 2000s or so. Same exact brake setup, same jack shaft like I said. All the handle controls are the same. These tend to always have chrome accents. And then coming around to the other side, it has a plastic clutch cover for some reason. It's got a heat shield on the exhaust. The other one I put a different exhaust on, but it doesn't come with a heat shield from what I can tell. But we'll piece all this back together. It'll be nice and pretty and working. Yeah, it's just a couple of the differences so you guys know what you're looking at online when you're buying them. See this difference in seats too a little bit. That one they made to be prettier. This one they made to be more functional, I feel. Coming out to the third Baja Warrior I have, or at least close to it. This would have actually been what was the red version. Had metal fenders, same version as that green one in there. When I got this, it was in parts in a box and I completely rebuilt it. You guys saw the video on that. This is gonna have a LED headlight, all those kinds of things. Got a GX 160 on here instead of the stock motor. But all those kinds of things will fit on your frames if you guys are curious. If you see just a Baja Warrior frame for sale, kind of like the one out here. That's just a frame for parts. You can build a lot of cool stuff with them. Like this, completely custom with a torque converter setup I built. So over here is the other style frame where the bar splits. This is a different brand, but it's pretty much has all interchangeable parts, especially the front end, headlight, fenders, foot pegs, brake setup, all of that's the same. This is straight chain, more of a chopper bike, but this one's been heavily modified. This one's been heavily modified. But from what you saw in there, this is what you can build out of those kind of bikes. I don't really suggest tearing up the originals though. I got both of these frames essentially and built them from the ground up. I had fenders and stuff that came with them, but these are completely, they wouldn't look like this if they didn't have to. So there you have it. Just some quick differences, glimpse at some of the stuff you can build with these kind of frames. I'm a big fan of these over the Coleman bikes. If you love Coleman, they're not knocking Coleman. I just like these frames better, and they're just more comfortable to ride in my opinion. If you got questions, feel free to throw them in the comments. I'll try to answer them, or other people can jump on and answer them if they'd like. Keep an eye out for some of these other videos coming for this Warrior bike and the other Warrior bike. And we'll definitely do some hard riding videos, things like that coming soon, so you guys can see us put these things to the test.